Hey everybody, Chris the Old Ass Retro Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of Top 3 Tuesday. Today's topic? PSVR, or the PlayStation VR, for those not in the know. I am a huge fan of the PSVR. Last winter, I released a video all about the add-on accessory, as well as a video that's all about 3D Blu-rays that are great to watch in it. So yeah, you can say, I'm into it. It's been almost a year since I've gotten my PSVR, so I think it's a great time to start talking about the games, so let's get going. Superhot VR. I first learned about this game from John Riggs' channel, and he made it look so cool, I said, if I ever get one of those things, that's gonna be one of the first games I buy. And you know what? It was. The game is in first person. Turns out you are in that waiting room in the Matrix where Neo and Trinity got all their guns, and lots of digital enemies are being thrown at you that you need to take out in specific ways. So it is a first person shooter slash puzzler because you are given a specific weapon and you have to figure out exactly the right tactic to do so, because not only do you have like a limited amount of bullets in a gun, let's say, you also have them shooting at you at the same time. And there's also this mechanic that as long as you're standing still, time moves extremely slowly, which gives you time to figure out what you need to do. The moment you start moving, everything speeds back up to normal speed, and you have like literally seconds to take out these bad guys before they take you out. Different weapons are being used. There's axes, there's bottles, there's ashtrays, there's machine guns, all manners of things, including your fists. And each stage ups the difficulty until you have multiple characters to take out, vehicles to worry about, on top of limited ammunition. And man, this game is a workout. I mean, every time I would play this, I would play it for maybe an hour at a time. I would take the headset off when I was done, and I would not realize that I am dripping with sweat from head to toe because of all the movement you have to do. There were times where I looked down at my feet and realized I was standing on a platform that was probably about 2 feet wide, and there was drop-offs beyond that. I don't have a fear of heights at all, but man, did I feel a little bit queasy looking down at that. It is super immersive, which is exactly what the PSVR was designed to do, is to surround you in an environment and make you feel like you are there. And yes, even though everything is blocky and pixely, like I said, it's a computer simulation, it is just super immersive, and I could not get enough of it. If you ever listened to the Game Tenants podcast that I was a guest on last year, you would know that this was my favorite PSVR game of 2018. And I know what you're saying, like, Chris, it's Tetris. What the hell does VR have to do with that? Is it in 3D? No, it is not. Actually, it is like you're playing a standard game of Tetris. But the developers of the game decided not to mess with the game of Tetris itself, but just surround you in environments that are calming and soothing and just kind of cool to be in, and immersive, if that's even a thing that you can associate with Tetris. No, there's no crazy 3D movements. The area in which you play is dead center in the middle of the screen. It does not move. And you play your standard game of Tetris. There are different modes you can play, but it's just everything around you that is not the playing field is like some sort of an environment to suck you into it. You could be playing in the Sahara, you could be playing in the midst of a giant fireworks display. It's very strange, and at first I was like, I don't know what to make of this, but then the more I played it, the more I realized that having this other stuff going on around you made me focus more on the game, because it's kind of supposed to be a distraction. But the thing is, the music and everything about it is just very calming, and it's just a game to come home to, sit down, play a few games of Tetris, wind down, and enjoy your evening. And that's exactly what I was doing with this game every single day for about 3 weeks. I would come home from work, play a few games of Tetris Effect. It was the great way to unwind at the end of a day. And at its base level, video games are escapism, so mission accomplished. And you know what? It made Tetris relevant again for me. I had not played a Tetris game, at least a new one, in like years. I was even avoiding the ones that you play on mobile. But this one made me say, you know what? Tetris in this day and age still works. Just depends on what kind of a spin you put on it. And Tetris Effect is a great new spin. Blood and Truth. This game came out of nowhere and kicked my ass.
Damn straight.
I wasn't really in a rush to get it, because for a while there I was focused more on buying all the import PSVR games that were never released physically over here but were available digitally. I did not want to buy them digitally. But then I realized there's a lot that's coming out over here in the States that I can just pick up at any old store. And finally decided, hey, I'll go on Best Buy's website, and you know, since I still have my Players Club unlocked, I'll get this at a discount. I picked it up, and man, the moment I popped this in, I was swept away by the presentation. Everything about it is like trying to suck you into this world of British gangsters and make you feel like you are a part of it. It's like playing an interactive movie. And yes, there are the prerequisite gunfights and the picking up and maintaining of weaponry and ammunition, but there are little things that this game did that made me really feel like I was in this world. Like, you don't have to play with the move controllers, but if you do, you are expected to actually perform movements with those controllers when it comes to certain things like climbing on ladders. You actually have to do the movement. When you are climbing on the outside of buildings, there are little handhelds. You have to do the handheld movements and actually cross your arms over in order to scale walls. You might have to climb across monkey bars to cross a chasm, and you actually have to do the movements. It's just little things like that that made this game so immersive for me that I really got into it. Not only is the motion capture and the voice talent fantastic, I mean, it just feels like you're watching a cheesy British movie, but authentic at the same time. There's lots of cool twists and turns, really cool situations that you are put into, like gunfights while you're driving a car, doing crazy over-the-top moments from action movies, to little menial things like picking locks. The game itself isn't that long. I want to say it's maybe 6 hours if you know what you're doing, but it is fun from beginning to end, and this game just pulled me in and did not let me go. And you know what? I was kind of sad when it was over because I want more, and I'm hoping that we get a Blood and Truth 2 pretty soon because it's left open for a little bit of sequelitis. So I hope that we do get that in the future because I would love to be able to return to the world that this game created. Everything about it is just fantastic. Yeah, there's a couple of glitchy things now and then, like my right hand decided not to work for a little while toward the end. But outside of that, this is the top game in my collection that I have played. And there you have it, my top 3 PSVR games. What are some of your favorite PSVR games? I would love to know. I have a pretty decent collection, but there are so many games out there that I haven't even tried yet. I mean, it is insane how many games are actually available. I know about 2 years ago, everyone thought that this thing was a bust and that it was dead in the water, but I want to say last year, Sony just decided to just put everything behind it, and now all these really cool games are coming out for it all the time. There's always a new one available on the PlayStation Store, from AAA games to indie ones. Even Limited Run Games has gotten in on the PSVR train, and they're releasing games for it at least once every other month. It's showing legs, and there's even talk that when PlayStation 5 comes out, we're going to get a PSVR 2 to go along with it, which makes me even more excited. Like, what's the next evolution for this? And since this thing is like a budget add-on for your console, and it works this well, including playing 3D Blu-rays, I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the future. And as long as developers keep making games of the high quality of the ones that I talked about here today, I see the PlayStation VR withstanding the test of time. So let me know what your favorite PSVR games are. Also, don't forget to check out Jason of Corpse Flood Gaming's video on the exact same topic over on his channel. The link will be in the description below. And until next time, I am Chris, the Old Ass Retro Gamer, signing off.